Did the Liverpool game last year that they lost, I remember you saying in studio that Messi had actually become a problem for Barcelona. The dependence on him, the power in the club, that it had just, everything else had melted away and it had actually been a part of the problem that they were having.
Yeah.
Is that sort of a follow-on from that?
Well, I was one of the first people to say that, and I got a little bit of criticism for it, but I would say it louder than ever now, because I feel, just from experience looking at other great teams and how they dissolved and went their ways, you know, very few go on and just get, you know, teams to keep bringing in numbers of players to keep the whole thing on. Manchester United did it under Sir Alex Ferguson for years. It was an incredible performance to bring through the class of '92 were coming at the end, but all the ones that came before them, the Cantonas, etc., and got team after team. Messi has been the constant. And I think what's happened to some players who are top players, and they've bought top players, they've been, you know, completely overshadowed by Messi. They haven't been able to express themselves the way they are. And I look at a player who's gone to their club now who thrilled us last year playing for a supposedly weaker team, and that's Frankie de Jong. And the ability he showed in the Champions League in every game last year by being the main man in the middle, by being the distributor, by being the boss of it all. And he's got to sift out right, out left, wherever he has to do, to whatever Messi's doing, I've just got to do this B-roll. And that's just a classic example of somebody who will never be as good as he should be while Messi is at that club. And the whole idea of the power of Messi, and I'm not saying he means it or he's a villain in the dressing room, but that whole power play that sees the board well, it's in bits, really, you know, and every bit of media leaning on everything Messi says about it, and
it's unhealthy in terms of
the brand is totally shell-shocked at the moment. OK, that game hurts really badly, but look what's happened for the last year. You know, since the Liverpool game, let's look at that whole thing. Did they go out and buy 6 or 8 great players? They tried to buy 2 or 3. They had a little go. But it's the same issue, the same... I call it a problem. People say, oh, wow, Daddy scored hundreds of goals. It's been brilliant. It's fantastic. But I watched last night, and a couple of times I saw him with hands on his hips. I saw, you know, Suarez the same. And I see this rampant Bayern Munich going through them, you know, mercilessly, you know, taking them apart. And I looked at it and I wondered, is this the final realisation that Barcelona has to move on to the next stage? And the next stage, I think, doesn't include Messi. I'm not giving out about him. I think he's been incredible. But just the way clubs are built and they go again, Ferguson was ruthless. No matter what you did for him. Brian Robson being a typical example, missed out on all those glory years. Roy Keane, typical example. And I just get the feeling that Messi has gone too big for that club.
Respond to that, Brian.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be getting rid of Messi out of that club. I said last night that I thought they had to rebuild the team and find a role for Messi within that team where he gets away with doing as little as he does when his team don't have the ball. But it would take a very, very strong leadership within the club to do that. A strong manager, a stronger manager than the current manager, who seems to be in it. I don't know who that coach is. Say
Pochettino, for example.
Yeah, I think Pochettino could be that type of manager, that I think he would be coming in on his own terms with his own ideas. And I think he would be strong enough to say, this is the way we're going to play it. I'm going to revive this club with the backing of the board. I'm going to sign young, energetic players rather than the team put out last night where they had 6 over 30s. They had 4 33-year-olds playing last night in the attacking areas of the pitch from the midfield up. It was bad enough that some of the defenders are slow, and that Piqué, you know, he was never a dancing feet, the most mobile the centre has, but he was always comfortable with the ball. But he made such rash errors in tackling and judgment last night. Alba caught up the pitch so often. Lenglet was struggling in the whole unit. Semedo was a member of the non-tacklers union, a high-class member. Great running with the ball, great in attacking. But they need a manager who was going to fix it. But I don't think one of the solutions. I think the solution on Messi is for his time to fade, where he becomes less important because the rest of the players are functioning well as a team.